If you're after a quintessential cheesecake recipe with a buttery, melt-in-your-mouth biscuit base with a classic creamy filling, well, you've just got to try my best ever recipe, following along with all the tips and tricks to make sure that you nail it. Plus, I'll reveal my secret ingredient. You ready? All right, let's do it. First up is the biscuit crust. Tip number 1, make sure you position your rack in the center of the oven. That way you'll ensure you get a nice even bake. Next, grab yourself a springform pan. This one's 23 centimeters. That's perfect. So go ahead and loosen that latch, stick your baking paper over, then pop your pan back together with the baking paper lining the base, just like that. Perfect. Use butter to lightly grease the edges. You don't really have to grease the paper, but you can if you want to. And then in a food processor, we're going to whiz up the biscuits, toss in your sugar, and you're going to blend them until they resemble fine breadcrumbs. Then we add our butter. So I'm just going to pour mine straight through the top. And just take a peek. That is exactly how it should look. It almost resembles wet sand. Time to form the crust. So what we're going to do here, pick up your food processor with all of those crumbs in, and then we're going to add them all around the edge. What you're going to do next is press that right up on the sides of the tin, making sure that you make your way all around the edge, and then we'll worry about the base. I like using my fingers to press it into the tin to start. And then I've got a little secret for you. Get yourself a glass with a flat bottom like this, and we're going to make sure that we get it all perfectly even using this. That helps make the crust smooth and even. Both the base and the sides, you want to be about 1/2 centimeter in thickness. Now you need something with just a straight edge, and I just go around the edge of my tin and make sure that it's perfectly even all the way around. Okay, once you're happy with the base, it should look just like this. And then pop that pan onto the tray and bake it in the oven for about 8 minutes until it's just a shade darker. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes. I'm gonna check my base and set it aside on a wire rack to cool. Now for the filling. While we needed that higher temperature to crisp up the crust, we want it really low and slow for the filling, so that way it won't crack on the top. So clean out the food processor bowl so you don't have any biscuity crumbs through your creamy filling, and then we add the cream cheese and the sugar. We blitz it until it's beautifully smooth. Make sure that your cream cheese has been out of the fridge for a little while, because if it's still cold, it'll be a lot harder to get that perfectly smooth. What you might want to do is just scrape down the sides and make sure that there's no lumps and you've got it all beautifully smooth and even. Then you're going to add a little lemon juice, a little vanilla extract, give it a quick whiz. Mix that until it's combined. 1, 2, 3, and we're done. And then we crack the eggs. Once the eggs are combined, you're done. Pop the lid off, and then we take that beautiful creamy filling straight on out. See that? And then you just take that and pour it into the base like this, letting it spread all the way to the edges. Using the back of that spatula, you might even want to just give it a really quick swirl. Beautiful. Now, you might be asking, what's better, baked or unbaked? Well, I'm here to tell you, baked, of course. Normally, if you don't bake a cheesecake, you need to set it with gelatin. I love the way this comes out, but you do bake it at a nice low temperature. I'm going to transfer that from my wire rack straight onto my baking sheet. That goes into the oven for about 50 minutes. Okay, now get ready. Here comes my big reveal. Some recipes would end there, but not this one. And that's why I think it is my best ever. To give this little cheesecake that extra deliciousness that we're looking for, I'm gonna add one final layer of sour cream topping. It's super simple, but it seriously levels up the flavor. So here's what you do. Grab yourself some sour cream, add a little sugar, give it a mix. Once you've got this nicely mixed and you'll see it gets really beautiful and smooth, check on your cheesecake. Once it's ready, it should be mostly set. However, we'll still have a little wiggle or jiggle to it in the middle, and that's exactly what you want. We're gonna gently spoon this over the top, just evenly spread it all out. We're gonna just get it all the way to the edges and all the way to the sides. This is my best friend in the kitchen. It's called an offset palette knife. It allows you to get in there and get things even smoother. We're gonna pop it back into the oven for its last 10 minutes. When it's done, there are just a few final steps to make sure it comes out of that tin easily. First of all, turn your oven off, but don't remove your cheesecake. We're gonna let it cool in the oven for the first 30 minutes. What we're trying to do is to make it cool down really slowly. You then need to cool it on your benchtop before you put it into the fridge, right? But before you do that, remember to run a sharp knife just around the edge of the pan, and all you do is take a little paring knife just like this, and you're just gonna run it just around the top of that pan. Now, the reason I'm doing this with a paring knife is if you use a butter knife, you can actually damage the crust. So once you've run your paring knife around the top and just created that little gap, don't release your springform pan just yet. What you need to do is give this at least 8 hours in the refrigerator. So this is the best thing to do the day before you want to serve it. Fast forward and it's time to serve our best ever supercharged cheesecake, and doesn't it look great? All right, but don't trip at the final hurdle. We want to take it out of the tin cleanly so it can take pride of place on our table. What I kind of do before I release that latch is I kind of support it on either side. I pop it open like that and then just gently kind of let it pull away from the side of the cheesecake. Then you want to lift the tin straight up and out of the way so you don't drop any crumbs on the top of your cheesecake. Now, last job, of course, place your serving plate right up next to the base and then use the edge of the baking paper to ease the cake off the base and onto the serving plate. Last, but certainly not least, is removing the paper. So I like to use a palette knife. You could use the back of a serrated knife as well if you don't have one of these. And you just use the paper, hold onto a piece and kind of just slide underneath. You can just sort of push from one side and you'll be able to remove that paper just like that. Now, when it's time to serve it, you can serve this with some fresh berries or any fruit that's in season, but equally it is perfect served just the way it is. I love it. Just a light dusting of icing sugar over the top. If you've got a little strainer like this, use a sharp knife, but first dip it in a jug of hot water. And then you wipe it clean in between each slice and you get those perfect mirror-like slices. Wow, that looks absolutely sensational if I do say so myself. Just slide it off like that. And you've got a perfectly cut, beautifully baked cheesecake, no cracks in the top. The sides look really beautiful. I can't wait to taste it. You get that little crunch from the bottom of the base there. It's so delicious. It's so clean and simple. And I can't wait for you to try this at home. Now, for more of my best ever recipes, head to the Coles YouTube channel or coles.com.au and check out my best ever recipe playlist.